Oh, look, the statue disappeared. Oh, wait, no, it didn't. How did you get there? How did you get back up?
Did you get bullied in school, and how did you deal with it?
Oh, yeah.
Welcome back, everybody.
What's up?
How are you doing? What do you think about people who believe in horoscopes?
I like how we've been carrying this whole conversation from start.
It really is just one long thing about a lot of different, like, just going around talking about this.
Shut up, talk about something else for once.
Talk about something light. Stop talking about your deep-ass periods and horoscopes and
deep
stuff.
Deep-ass periods. That sounds very
I wish
painful.
I got periods out of my ass.
Do you, really?
Alright, let's do a listener question.
Nice.
I actually don't. I'm not particularly envious of having to deal with a period. It doesn't seem enjoyable.
Yeah, this sounds really weird, but I mean,
you would know better than me.
I actually think it's fun sometimes.
I've heard that, maybe, tell me if you agree with this, there's a certain excitement to when you first start to get your period in like a...
Like 12-year-old sense or whatever?
Yeah, and like there's something sort of... I can't remember the way that I've heard it described, but there's something sort of communal about it, and special in a way. God. You said exciting.
Or like not exciting,
fun.
But it feels like... It's like... Like, if I feel sick, I know it's because of that. That way I have something to blame it on.
I think that's specific to you.
Yeah,
but
it's totally specific to me.
No, I see. That makes sense. Because then you don't have all this anxiety of, like, what's wrong with my sickness body.
Yeah.
You just, I'm just on my period, so it's just that. So there you go. That's all right.
It's also kind of fun to, like, also have that excuse where it's like, I'm eating a lot and eating a lot of sugar.
Oh, and you're like, well, I'm on my period, so I can do whatever I want.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah,
and,
good.
like, I don't know why, like, just that... I don't know. Like, I don't know if other girls feel the same way, but it kind of just feels like...
Dear girls, what do you feel?
Like, it just kind of feels like it's like a cleanse, you know?
A cleanse, yeah.
Yeah, it's like the body cleanse.
How much do people generally know about what's actually going on during a period?
What do you mean?
Because
that was it?
I feel like generally, at least from a perspective of just a boy who is a boy and had, didn't have to deal with it at any point or read any books about it or whatever.
Well, I don't know. I was gonna say, girls getting their period the first time is just like guys figuring out that they could jizz for the first time.
I don't think it's going on.
It's not the same.
No. But it's like, so... I feel like everyone just thinks of it as just like you're shitting out all the dirtiness of your body.
Yeah.
But that's not what's actually going on, is it? Isn't it more like there's actually something way more dynamic and important to it? You're not just like dumping the sewage. It's not like taking a shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's not like having hot brown rain. It's...
Do you see how much...
It's more funny. It's funnier when you don't just fall on those words than things. It really is.
Yeah.
To force yourself to be creative is a million times
hot
better.
Brown
You laughed
is fun.
so much. Hot brown sewage. That's disgusting.
And then what did you say? Brown rain or something?
Hot brown rain. Yeah. Sweaty. I had some sweaty brown rain.
No, but sometimes when you take a shit and it's so painful that you're just sweating and you're kind of going back and forth on the toilet.
I understand taking a sweaty dump. Yeah. That's a thing. That's absolutely a thing.
Oops. Didn't mean to.
Anyway, we can be done talking about periods. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm sure most of you don't want to.
Everyone's like, shut the fuck
actually,
up.
I am generally speaking pleased. This makes me feel like we're doing a good job, that there seems to be... It's not just a bunch of boys or just a bunch of girls. It's like a good mix of people who watch. So I hope that there's some amount of
I hope it spurs conversations between the community.
Yeah, well, and it doesn't... I'm glad that it's not just... me and my bros talking about how nasty periods are, and then a girl comes to watch it and it's like, this again? Come on.
Yeah.
Or it's not just the opposite where...
It's like, ew, periods! Or oh yeah, I love periods and they're hot goopy blood and brown shit. And it's like, oh, I can see the eggs falling out of my...
Oh, I love it.
It's not like shit like that.
I pretend to be a chicken and I cluck and I shit out.
What the fuck?
I'm sorry. You can tell that I don't have periods because anyone who actually does would never, ever describe it that way. I put on a chicken suit and I crouch over the chicken. Oh, that's just... What the hell was that? What chicken makes that noise?
It was... it was the blood coming out.
Oh, that's disgusting. It's like shooting out like a broken faucet.
I don't
or
get
it's
that.
like a... I don't know. Anyway, we can really stop talking about this. I apologize to people that are disgusted by it. We should put a warning on the beginning of the video. Just like, here's what we're talking about there. We need to start having that on our videos. Like, here's what we talk about.
Viewer discussion advice.
Viewer discussion advice, exactly. Okay, Glaive Beam has a listener question for us. Forward. I really love you guys. I always get picked on at school.
I love you too, baby. Sorry. Wait, cut that out.
No, you're fine.
No.
I always get picked on at school, but when I come home, I know that I get lifted by your videos. That is great to hear because, well, the question actually relates to this. The question relates to the forward. Oh, well, thank you. Did you get bullied in school, and how did you deal with it? Thanks. I should.
I mean, I never really, got bullied, I guess. I mean, I got made fun of, but not,
Isn't that bullied?
Yeah, it's like
but not bullied, shoved into lockers.
Yeah, I never
You got,
had...
as Glaive Beam says, picked on.
Yeah, I got picked on.
Picked on. Which is bullying. Let's not mince words, of course, but
yeah, I mean, they never really did it to my face, I guess. It was
you learned about it after the fact.
Yeah.
Right.
How the hell do I get to the stupid fucking upstairs bit?
What are you doing?
I'm trying to get to where the flag is up on top, and I don't know how.
Oh.
Did I just go around in a goddamn circle? Ah, dicks, I did. See, she feels the same way.
So you got picked on, but it wasn't.
But it wasn't being picked on. It was just people saying mean things about me that really hurt my feelings. It's right here.
Can you claw shot up to things like you can in Ocarina of Time?
Oh, I might.
Can you? I don't know if you can.
Let's see. No, I meant.
So did you feel the need to deal with that, or were there other social things for you that?
There was a lot of times where I cried over it because it really hurt me, and I still remember a lot of the things that people would say.
Nope, can't do it in this game. It's gotta be something.
Yeah, it's or maybe I have to be on the other side. Do you think?
Go up to the top of that thing and turn around. Let's just take a big look at the whole thing here.
But
turn around and look.
I feel like I have to go
up from the back.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I think I remember that actually. Yeah. You can figure this out.
Oh no.
I remember now.
You know what? Fuck this. Oh. I didn't realize that he died.
You thought you were just gonna take a couple damages?
Yeah. But yeah, I remember, when I was younger, I had really, really bushy caterpillar eyebrows. And, I didn't know how plucking worked. So...
Who does?
I wanted to do, bleached hair streaks. It just looked really bad. My mom did it, and it just was, really ugly looking. And I had big, furry caterpillar eyebrows. And just, really awkward looking.
Yeah.
And
this is what, 8th grade?
Yeah, and I remember it was my picture because middle school graduation they had a slideshow preview in the in the auditorium, and so I was sitting behind these two boys, and when my picture came along. They were ew, look at that girl. Oh, God, she's so fucking ugly. And, my friend just,
Just as a side note, you said ugly,
and I did.
really like that.
She's so ugly. But my friend, hit one of their shoulders, and she was shut the fuck up. And they're whoa, she is. And then they looked at me and realized, I was sitting right behind them, and I wanted to cry so bad.
I can't, no, that's horrible.
And then, hold on, I want to explore in here first. What is this? Oh.
Bada bing. I guess that's it.
So, there's other situations where even in what was it high school? I won't say names just in case people watch, but
they do sometimes. So yeah.
Yeah. So we're.
You can call someone out if you want. Start some shit.
It was Kat. It was Kat. She said a lot of mean things to me in high school that I didn't really care for. I thought we were friends in orchestra. And, we talk, and then one day I went up to her, and I was like, hi, Kat, how are you? And she was, with these other girls, and she just looked at me she gave me that look,
that look of, why are you talking to me in front of my real friends?
Yeah, and she was like, hi. hi. And I was like, geez, okay. And, you know, ever since then, she's, like, treated me, like, I don't know, just, like, off and on weird. And there was one day in Target, like, I was trying on a skirt, and I was like, oh...
This is, just to be clear, this is, like, years ago.
Yeah, this is years ago. This is, like, the times where it's, like, I wasn't picked on, but they said a lot of mean things to me that, like, really, really hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, do you think this, like, skirt will fit me? Like, do you think, like, it'll show, like, my butt? And they're like, you don't even have a butt.
Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
And then,
I wasn't there, but I remember you telling me about it.
And then, like, people saying, like, oh, your eyebrows are really hairy, I can tell that you pluck, or, like, your nose is too big, or you stuff your bra, or this and that, and it's, like,
Man, people are ruthless.
They
Christ.
are. It's, like, they don't realize that they're saying all these mean things, and it's not, like, essentially being picked on, it's that they say these really harsh things that, like, really stick with you, and, like, for the longest time...
You remember them till this day.
Yeah, I still remember them, and I'm still hurt by them. It's like, is my nose big? Do I have hairy, like, eyebrows? Or, like, can people tell I pluck? Or, you know, like, shave my legs? Like, I haven't shaved my legs in a few days, but, like, look, you can see, like, hair's coming back.
Yeah, same. It's been, like, a week for me, and
Shut the fuck up! But, yeah, it's like, you know, I worry about that shit because of what people said to me when I was younger.
Isn't that interesting how it completely just...
Mm-hmm.
Oh, like, it's just words, but
it really
just,
dictates
you can't,
how you think about things in life.
Yeah,
and it's hard to say, like, oh, just ignore it, it's just words. When really it's like, you know, words can really fuck you up.
Honestly, a lot of times I'd rather get punched than have someone say some mean shit.
Yeah.
Because the punching at least doesn't hurt in an hour.
Yeah.
The mean stuff, that sticks with you. That really, really sticks with you. It's still
stuck with me, and that shit was said to me when I was, like, young.
Yeah. No, that's crazy.
Yeah. And it's, like, I mean, you can't really compare what people said to you, like, versus somebody else's situation. Like, I'm not saying, like, oh, my situation is worse than other people.
Absolutely, yeah, of course.
It's like,
all you're saying is yours sucked. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like bullying and people being mean, it just fucking sucks. And people are assholes, and just try to be as nice as you can to people, and then also stand up for other people.
Amen.
Too. Like, if you hear somebody being mean to somebody else and saying mean things to you or your friend, just stand up to them. I don't know.
Easier said than done. I've never
or not stand up to them. Just like be like if you're afraid to say anything, maybe just be like afterwards, go up to the person that got picked on and be like, hey, you know, I'm really sorry this happened to you.
And if you are someone who's getting picked on, know that even if you don't get that, you deserve that.
Yeah.
Someone saying that's not something that has to dictate how you feel about yourself.
Yeah. And it's easy to say, like, oh, who cares, like, what people say about you.
Of course. No matter how many times someone reassures you.
Say, like, oh, don't worry about it, or just ignore them. It's really hard to ignore somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
well, someone, like, even if after that bit that you were talking about where they were like, oh, you don't even have a butt, even if you, like, went home to your friends or whatever, I don't know, maybe those were supposedly your friends, but, and everybody reassured you for 12 hours straight that they were kidding. You do, it's fine. Mm-hmm. You're not going to forget that.
Yeah.
It's not going away. It is not going away.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, don't feel bad about yourself if you give these things a lot and they really hurt you, because that's okay. If you feel hurt, you don't feel like you're an idiot for thinking that things hurt you, because that's fine. But also know that you deserve to have someone remind you that you're all right.
Yeah.
You're fine.
Like, you're totally
you're
fine.
good. You are good, and people care about you. Maybe not those people right this second, but people who matter care about you, you know?
Also, there is this one Key and Peele sketch that I watched where it was, like, some bully or whatever, and it was, like, a literal bully. Like, he would say, like, oh, what are you reading, a book, nerd? Like, he said something about, like, oh, man, your GPA level is so great, and mine is, like, at a, like, less than normal reading average or something, so I'm just really jealous of you because you're, like, so good at reading.
It was sort of like
the
what's actually going on underneath the bully thing.
And I thought that was, like, really interesting.
Really poignant, yeah. You're just like, oh, you know, that's
that's a lot of the cases. Like, people are bullies because, you know, they just take it out.
They feel shitty about themselves or something.
And maybe their parents are fighting, and they just take it out on other people that they deem less than worthy.
And it's worth noting that that's not always the case.
Mm-hmm. Some people are just assholes.
I guess the reasons don't really matter. The point is that they did a thing, and it sucks that they did that. Yeah. And it's going to make you feel hurt, but and that sucks.
Yeah, it's hard to find the right words for people that are in, like, you know, bullying situations, because it's like one thing may help somebody.
Yeah,
and
you can't,
because it's like, oh, just ignore it. That advice may work for somebody.
Honestly,
and sometimes it doesn't. Like,
how can does anybody really ignore it?
Yeah,
because they pretend they ignore it, and then they go home at night and they cry about it, kind of. Or you think about it, you know, 5 years later at this point, it sticks with you. What are you gonna do?
Like, my sister, she bullied me for 2 months straight, like, when I was an adult, and she would constantly yell at me, and she would say, like, oh, if you keep acting like this, you're never gonna have any friends. You're not gonna have any friends. No one's gonna like you. And, like, I wouldn't even do anything. She'd just say this to me, and, like, I called her a bitch because that's how she was acting. And she would, like, scream at me, and my mom would tell me, just ignore it, like, just ignore it, walk away.
Right.
So one day I did. I just walked away, and I shut my room door, and she burst in, still screaming at me, and I stood up on my bed, and I slapped her in the face, because, like, I couldn't handle it anymore.
Yeah.
And
but did that,
it
honestly...
stopped it. It stopped it.
But
she stopped talking to me. It's not the most appropriate way to handle things.
Yeah.
But I ignored it for months, and I stood up for myself. I told her how I felt. None of it worked. And the moment when I slapped her in the face,
when she realized,
and, like, we kind of, like, fought a little bit, but she was, like, naked because she just got out of the shower. so, you know, that was, like, you know, it wasn't a really, like, it wasn't a really good fight.
Right.
It was one of those, like, I'm really awkward, I want to touch you because you're naked, I think. Anyways.
Right.
Point is, sometimes fighting helps, too. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know anything.
I don't fucking know, man.
Yeah. Just as a side note,
just don't give up on yourself. Love yourself. Know that other people love you, and if you have any problems, come to us, and then we'll be your friend, and we'll love you.
Tell us about your problems, and we will help you out with them 3 months later when we finally get to your listener question.
Meanwhile, they're like, "Oh, I already dealt with my bullying situation.
Yeah,
We're
exactly.
friends right
now." Just for reference, Aisha, it's up to you.
What?
But you did share a lot of information right there, and I know you're trying to be careful about that.
Oh, what did I say?
Well, you talked about how your sister bullied you and got naked and whatever. Oh. I don't know if that's something you care about.
Nah, that's fine.
Good? Okay, well, if you do, that's the time.
Yeah,
and you can decide what to do with that. But
okay. Yeah, maybe, like, one day I'll have a nightmare about it, and then I'll be like, oh, yeah.
And I mean, the thing is, you never know what people are about to do with that information or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, I always worry about that kind of crap, so just so you're
it's a good thing, because I worry about that, too. Like, am I sharing a little bit, maybe too much?
Yeah, and I love the feeling of being able to share whatever I want, but realistically. So anyway, we gotta be done with this episode. I
think we got all the things.
Are we done?
Yeah.
That is perfect, because we've done all our episodes for the day.
Oh.
You want to do one more? You want to do another one?
Yeah, let's do one more.
We'll be back.